I'm Greg Jarrett, and you are in the strategy room. Add another Republican to the list who's trying to win the GOP nomination in 2016. The former CEO of Hewlett-Packard, Carly Fiorina, is planning to launch her presidential campaign on May 4th in what some see as a long-shot chance for her to be the nominee. Here now to talk about it, Adam Goodman, principal of the Victory Group, and radio talk show host Richard Fowler. You know, Richard, she has almost no name identification, but she is a very intelligent and a very experienced businesswoman. And when Americans consistently say in polling data and surveys that they care most about their wallets, checkbook politics, might she be the right candidate for the Republicans?
Listen, 6 years ago, there was a senator from Illinois named Barack Obama that had absolutely no name recognition either, and he turned out to be the president of the United States. And I think the GOP field right now is just wide open as the party tries to identify itself and try to figure out where they sit on a lot of the major issues facing the American people. Somebody like Carly Fiorina could be a breath of fresh air for the party. Yeah. With that being said, I think she's going to have to find out what her niche is going to be. And she's going to have to really arc out a space for her in this sort of larger GOP landscape. And I think the smart thing for her to do, Greg, more so than anything else, is while all the other GOP candidates tend to go all the way to the right and they're trying to run as far to the right as possible, to be the reasonable CEO and saying, listen, I'm a CEO, I've ran a company, I understand what a company needs, and I understand, since the United States government is the largest corporation in the world, I understand what this company needs.
Right.
And if she could do that, she really can distinguish herself from the field of candidates that just seem to all be yelling and seeing who could yell the loudest.
Adam, let's put up the Quinnipiac poll that came out just a short time ago. Carly Fiorina is really at the bottom here, 1%. I think she has 12 other GOP potentials in front of her. How does she change that dynamic?
Well, let's start with this reality. Nearly 4 years ago in 2012, we saw a presidential race where there were 7 different frontrunners for the Republican nomination. And the early polls really don't mean anything right now. I think we're in the season of first impressions. And if you look at it that way, Carly's first impression has been darn good. She did well when she debuted out in Iowa, did well at CPAC and some other events. As people started to get a measure of who this person is, that Richard suggested is unknown. But you have to remember who we're talking about here. Carly Fiorina broke every glass ceiling on her way to the top in a industry, the tech industry, that's helping lead the resurgence of America. So she's not someone without credential. She is someone from the private sector. And she also has some political experience, and maybe it's good and bad. She ran against Barbara Boxer for U.S. Senate in California in 2010. Even though she fell short, she probably will use that in hindsight as a great dress rehearsal for going before a larger public with maybe a larger message. And finally, there is a place for her in this field. There is a place for someone from the business community, a woman of great distinction who was once called the Woman of the Year in business.
Sure.
There's a place for her to play in this campaign, and that's going to be a big part, maybe an interesting part of the show.
Richard, I'm about to lose you on satellite, so let me squeeze in a quick one here. If Republicans nominated Fiorina, would that undercut, in the mind of voters, the historic nature of Hillary Clinton's candidacy?
No, I think actually it speaks to a broader lens of where we've come as a nation. When 2 women can run against each other for president of the United States, I think that is historic within itself. Now, I think Hillary Clinton's going to have to articulate a different message if she's going against Carly Fiorina or any Republican candidate. But I think if Carly can come out with the nomination, which probably seems unlikely, but anything is possible in American politics, then, it's definitely going to be a race to be had for sure.
Adam, last question to you. What little we have seen of Carly Fiorina, she has really gone after Hillary Clinton. I mean, that is her campaign message. She's not talking about other Republicans in the field. She goes after, pretty vigorously, Hillary Clinton. Has it been effective?
Well, let's just say, first of all, there's a lot of material to work with there. I think it has been effective because, certainly in front of Republican audiences, she's found there's rapt attention and a lot of feedback.
Thank you.
It's all up. It's all thumbs up.
Adam Goodman, Richard Fowler, good to see you both. Thanks so much.
Thanks.
Check
Jay.
out foxnews.com for more on the 2016 presidential race. I'm Greg Jarrett, and thanks for watching.